Hello students, this is Monica, PGT in Computer Science from Sri GK Jain Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to teach for 11th Standard Computer Science, Chapter 10, Flow of Control. In my previous, this Chapter 9, I told you about the C++ basic concepts, how to create a simple C++ program and the execution part. And in this chapter, we are going to learn about the control statements. What are the control statements available in C++ and how to use that control statements in your program. So, flow of control is nothing but the control flow can be jumped from one part of your program to the another segment. That is what is called as your control flow or flow of control. And in this chapter, the basic control statements like selection statement, iteration statement and your jump statement. All these statements will be discussed in detail. Before going to the control statements, first you have to know what a statement is all about. Statement is nothing but any computer program. For example, say it can be C, C++, Java, whatever language. Any program will have a set of statements or a set of instructions to perform a specific task. So that statements are said to be your statements that to be used in your program. You have two types of statements. One is null statement, another one is compound statement. Null statement is nothing but it's an empty statement. The statement will have only the semicolon in it. So no other declaration, nothing will be in the null statement. In the compound statement, you will have a set of statements. That statements will be enclosed inside your curly braces. You will have open curly braces and you will have a closed curly braces. In between, you will have a set of statements. That segment is called to be your compound statements. Control statements. I told you the control jump will be directly from one part of your program to the another. The sequence will be altered. Like if your execution part in the compiler says it is in the 50th line, the control can jump from that line to any part of the line by altering the sequence of your instructions. That is what is called as your control statement. And before going to the selection statement, you first have to know what is sequential statement. Sequential statement is nothing but you will have a set of statements and that statements will be executed one after the other in the order from top to bottom. The order will not get changed and that statements will be executed only once. For the selection statement, for iteration statements and all, if we want, you can re-execute the statements one or more time. But in the sequential statement, all the statements, whatever are given in the sequential part, will be executed in the same sequence from top to bottom. But the execution will be occur only once. Now we are moving to the selection statements. Selection statements, you will have the simple selection statement. First one is called as your if statement. If statement is a very simplest form of your selection statement. You will have a if block alone. This is the syntax for your if statement. If statement is nothing but you will have a condition given in the if statement inside your parenthesis. If that condition is true, then your true block will be executed. If that condition tends to be false, then true block will be skipped and the control flow will be move out of your skip block, like your if block. If expression, whatever the condition you are giving inside your if statement, that condition will be checked. If that condition will be true, then your true block, that is statement X, will be executed and that will be given in your output screen. And this is the flow, like you have a text expression here. If that text expression tends to be true, then your statement will be executed. If that false, then what happens? Your statement will jump from the control will jump from the if block. This is the example for if statement. If quantity is greater than 500. This is the condition what I am giving here. Quantity in the sense number of items or number of things what you have purchased. That quantity is greater than 500. If that is greater than 500, not equal to. If it is 501, above than that, you will have a discount of 10%. If you have a quantity is less than 500, then what happens? The discount will not applicable for your purchased items. So this is an example for your if condition. And next is your if else. If else is nothing but same as your if statement, but you will have a else block. Else block in the sense, if the condition given inside your if statement is true, then the true block will be executed. If that expression is false, then your condition will move on to the false block. And you will have an example over here. I am just giving the example with the main function. Starting from the main function, you will have to declare all the header files above this. I am just giving as the example as a block over here. Int main, integer, num and rem. So both the variables num and rem will be declared under integer data type. And cout is nothing but whatever the statement you are giving inside the cout will be displayed as such in your output screen. So you will have the first line as enter number in your output screen. So whatever number the user is entering inside this cout will be given to cin statement, and that number will be assigned for num in the integer data type. So whatever user is giving the number, that number is carrying to num with the variable and with the value. Rem is equal to whatever number is given by the user, that number modulus 2. So if the number is 10, for example, the user is entering 10. So 10 will be modulus 2. So the output, whatever the calculation, modulus in the sense you will take the remainder value. So 10 modulus 2 will be 0. So my if condition tends to be true over here because rem is 0 for me. So 0 is equal to 0. Yes, the condition is true. Then my if block will be executed. The output will be even number. If it is not equal to 0, for example, say it is 11. So 11 modulus 2 is 1 remainder. So if condition 1 is not equal to 0, so my control will jumps to the else block. Then what happened? Your else statement, else block will be executed. The output will be your odd number. So what is the difference between this if and this else if in the sense? If you have a false condition, the if block will be skipped and no output will be displayed in your output console. But in the if else statement, if the condition whatever you are giving is false, then what happened? The control will be moved to the else block. So whatever statement you are giving in the else statement, that will be displayed in your output console. And the third important statement is your nested if statement. Nested if in the sense you will have a if block nested inside your another if block. That is what is called as your nested if. And you will have three types of nested if. First type is your if nested inside your if part. That is whatever the if statement you are giving. For example, the syntax is given here. The expression that is condition. The condition whatever you are giving inside the if statement, if that statement is true, that condition is true, then the control jumps to the nested if block. It will check the condition number 2 also. So first condition is true, it will go to the nested if block, and the second condition is also checked, so that if that also true, it will execute the true block. If that second statement alone is false, then you will have a false block. And if suppose the expression 1 itself is false, so what happened? The if part is not at all being touched. The control will be jumped directly to the else part of your nested if statement. This is your first type. The second type is nothing but you can nest it if statement inside your else part also. Here I am nested inside the if part, but here we are nesting inside the else part. Same way, if condition 1, if that is true, then your true block will be executed. If the condition whatever you are giving is false, then what happen? The control will omit this true part and it will move to the else statement. If it is false, then else block will be executed. In the else block, you will have a nested if part inside the else block. So that is to be executed again inside your else part. Same way, condition is expression is checked over here in the if statement. If that is true, your true part, and if that is false, then your else part. This is the difference between your nested inside the if part, nested inside your else part. And third type is nothing but you can nested the if statement both in your if part and also in your else part. So you will have 4 conditions or 3 conditions over here. You have to check one after the other. For example, condition 1 will be checked in the if part. If that is true, the condition, the control will jump to the second if part. If that is true, then your true block will be executed. If this is false, then your false part will be executed. If this is totally false, for example, if the expression itself is false, then this is not at all being touched, then your expression, that is condition, control will go on to your else part. Same way you will have a nested if inside your else part as you seen in the second type. So these are the 3 types that you nested your if block wherever you want. You can nest it inside the if part also, else part also, and both in your if and else part also. So based on the condition or based on the example what you have to use these 3 syntax in the program. And today I explained you about the basic 3 types of your selection statements: if statement, if else statement, and your nested if statement. And this chapter will be continuing in my next video also. Hope you understand the concepts of if, else if, and nested if, and you have the examples given in your textbook also. You just go through it for further more clarifications. Thank you, students.